Harvest is just the time of the year to sing that old favorite, Shine On, Harvest Moon. Do you remember it? Well, if you don't, just follow me.
Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. I have no love since January, February, June, July. No time, ain't no time to stay. I'm harvest moon, so shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal. The night was mighty dark, so you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. But the sister down beneath the willow tree, for love they pine. Little Mabel cried, afraid of darkness, so she said, I guess I'll go. Boy began to sigh, then he looked up at the sky, then he told the moon his little tale of woe. Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. I ain't had no love since January, February, June, July. No time, ain't no time to stay. Harvest moon, so shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal.
Now let's hear it good and loud.
I can see why a boy should cry when by his side is the girl he loves so true. All he has to say is, won't you be my bride, for I love you. Why should I be telling you the secret when I know that you can guess? Shine along the while, if the little girl should answer yes, 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 yes. Shine on, harvest moon in the sky above me. I ain't had any love since January, July. So try not to cry, to stay out, to sit around, so shine on, harvest moon for me, my gal.
Harvest is just the time of the year to sing that old favorite, Shine On, Harvest Moon. Do you remember it? Well, if you don't, just follow me.
Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. I ain't had no love since January, February, June, July. No time, ain't no time to stay. I'm harvest moon, so shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal. The
Okay, that's weird. There's no music. I need to double check, make sure the wires are all correct. There we go. The best Wonderful Life support, even though I've never played it. Oh, that's what happens with the old the classic capture card or whatever, the DK Oldies brand. It gets a little glitchy sometimes, but it is trying to convert composite feed to HD, so it's not an easy thing. It's not really exclusively meant for streaming, but it can be used for it. I got my sort of homemade GameCube controller. It's time to jump into the classic today. Oh, those sound effects. I love them. I know they stick around in a number of Harvest Moon games, but I love those sound effects. See, Pokemon does that, but I think it does it a little too much. But I love how Harvest Moon does it, even though it's kind of the same thing. It's always a good game to mark an end to this month's trial. We still got one more week left, Ramirez. We have one more Harvest Moon weekend to go. Though it's not much left. So, for next Monday, I'm planning on doing Stardew Valley, because we haven't done we still have one more week of November, or one more weekend of November left, so... The last two streams are going to be... They're going to be, it's going to be Stardew Valley, and I might just do a vote. I considered starting another brand new Harvest Moon, but I also thought starting another new one would be really rough, because, like, you know, like, what am I trying to say? Then I'd have so many more active Harvest Moon games I'd still need to finish. So I'll probably end up doing a straw poll for the final stream of Harvest Moon month, right? Which I tend to do. I wanted to do this earlier in the month for celebration of the remake being coming out, but it just kind of wasn't in the cards. Now I start faults to that one. Spring, year 3, happy harvesting spring. So I think this is the last year of this chapter. So, but we got another 3 months to get through. Oh, I only have like a little bit of my hair sticking out. Uh-oh. Hold on. Controller's malfunction. Oh, no. Hold on. The controller is bugging out. My GameCube controllers are not the best. I think it's because the wires are cold. God, I love this song. Alright. Alright, time to greet Spring 10. This controller's gonna give me a problem, isn't it? Might have to go to the wireless one. Good morning, you're up early. I've only slept for a minute. See how you look so pretty on 3D. Indubitably. You really made this well. Keep trying to get better. I think if I'm still moving, like I can't sit still apparently. It's a little finicky, but I think the wireless controller would probably be worse. It's just all my controllers breaking. So apparently I did see on the Harvest Moon's page on there that okay, hold on, this is actually really bad. Let me try the wireless controller and see if that works any better. I don't know what's up with the controller today. But it's everything with the GameCube is falling apart right now. I really hope that's not broken. I need my batteries. There they are. The number one cause of stream error. Malfunctioning controllers. At least today. This one seems to be working fine. DK Oldies is going. This is a scam. Oh wait, did I get it from DK Oldies or just it's called the old school brand? I don't know which. Maybe they're a scam now. When I bought this, it wasn't too bad. Like, I don't trust any of their stuff, but at the very least, it's their stuff is real. It's not reproduction cartridges. But sometimes you don't care if it's reproduction or authentic. You just want something that works. Certain games, though, are kind of hard to play reproduced. Joey was the villain of the wall. Is that like a DK Oldies employee? I will be glad that people will finally have a way to properly play this game in the modern day, and that it's getting its attention. Even if, say, Mineral Town is possibly more popular, but its remake must have did good enough to justify the remake. It's not the original people remaking it, it's a different team of Japanese women. So apparently the new version will have even more cutscenes for to emphasize the thing of family life, which I'm actually excited about. Is do I not have the Romana watering can? I do not. Okay, well I guess I just kind of give up on that. Right? Also, like, I noticed that in the remake version that we're going to be getting, that is going to have Lumina as an eligible bachelorette, which she was not in the original, so it's taking some notes from the special edition. But they've mostly been talking about the bachelorettes, as far as I can understand. Jeffrey? Jeffrey! There, my boy Jeffrey. So how's everyone been doing today? You would have been starting at 8:30, but you looked at the wrong way. We, unfortunately, the GameCube caught a cold. I'm gonna take the GameCube into the house after the stream tonight, make sure we don't have this problem again later on. Okay, she's not milkable? I can't remember which ones are... I really hope that this milking mechanic goes away in the new game, because, man, is it aggravating to have to deal with. I'm in my mom's car. Going home after shopping. Oh, goodness. Did not want to miss today's stream, that's for sure. But yeah, it's very sorry for it being late. And before that, I actually had to go, because the store I tend to do a lot of my shopping at for random items, they're having the Black Friday sales this week, and I was going to be working the later half of this week, so I didn't want to have to go out, like, after work someday to go get, you know, Christmas shopping done. And I'm kind of putting myself on a budget this year just because there's so many people and not a lot of money to go around, especially with the move going on. So, I mean, you were on time, so. So I apologize if the stream isn't going to be as long as I probably would like it to be. But sometimes the links of this streams really just depend on who is there with us and how much of a conversation piece this game usually ends up being. So I'm very excited about the game coming out, the remake. I'm still probably going to play this game even when the remake comes out, but I'll probably be giving a ton more time and attention on stream to the remake when it comes out. I definitely want to see how much of the game they speedline. Or if it's going to be the original length. If it's the original length, I don't think I would mind if they're fleshing it out more. Giving us more to do, more things to see, more things. Okay, well, there's no more room for that item. Hey, Vesta, you want a snack? Vesta eats these things. She's an herbivore to the extreme. Not from Marlon. We don't show kindness to Marlon. I can't believe people are excited for him. He's so awful.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about his redesign either. It's kind of weird. Don't want to do it right now. Maybe. Hold on. Let's see. Is there an option in this menu? I don't think it is. Help? Oh, that's not what that means. Town map. Why is my horse over here at the ruins? So technically there is and there isn't. The only places right now that music plays is inside people's houses and in the farm area. But at least for the farm area, you can remove the record from your record player in the house and have nothing playing on the farm. That's a very valid choice you can make. But I don't tend to do it that much because you don't spend a whole lot of time on the farm, and there's not really a lot of ambionic sounds that take place on the farm. So the music without the music, it's kind of just dead silence. Unless they change that later on. I guess technically it's hard to tell with the music playing, but since I spend more of my time off the farm, I don't notice the fact that the music doesn't bother me because I'm spending more time with ambiance than without.
Yeah.
Hee-ho! It just, Gastifus shows up and then people go, hee-ho! I also hope they give you something else to do with your money, because, man, like, we're not even super far into the game, and it's like we're already out of things to spend money on. I also missed my chance to get, what was I trying to say? I'm curious to see how well the game translates later on. The game's about to come out here in I think the game comes out in January in Japan, so people with Japanese accounts who don't care about the English translation could probably buy it that way, but with no translation, you couldn't do it in English. And since a big part of the game for me is interaction with the characters and stuff, not being able to understand them would really be a bother to me, so it's probably something I'm just going to pre-order. I'll probably pre-order it here in the next few weeks. That way, should, you know, worst come to worst by next year, I will already have this taken care of, because I will not want to miss this. You know, Gustavo? No, Gustafa. Gustavo is funny. No. Like you play guitar to attract babes. I play guitar to be intertwined with the music. We are not the same. Gustavo. His name might get renamed. Who knows? For some reason, of all the eligible bachelorettes they showed already, they showed Celia. They showed. Did they? I don't know if they showed Nami. I think they might have showed Nami, and they showed Muffy for sure. I actually kind of want to check that now, because they're the ones that are Why is it doing that noise? So hang on a second. Just for the sake of conversation. This isn't the right page. Hold on. Here we go. So let's see. So Lumina's been confirmed as a candidate, and her name actually has stayed the same. Though she has like the canonical long hair in Chapter 1 and gets rid of it in Chapter 2. Which is a shame. I like her with the long hair, but she's been dateable with the... Who the heck? Who's Gordy? So there's a new character in terms of Gordy. That's not supposed to be... That's supposed to be Kyle, is it? Not Kyle, wait, is that his name? It's a carpenter? Oh, no, it is. So, our guy here, he's a marriageable candidate now, but now he looks like this, which isn't too terrible, but it's a really strange choice to make. He's I don't know, not super unique as looking now. It's just kind of... Celia got renamed to Cecilia, so that's nothing new. And the Japanese get a freaking the Europeans get a collectible box set. I wonder if we'll get that for us. Oh, I guess Nami's name still stays the same, which I don't understand why Nami's name gets to stay the same. I swear, their Twitter page is something else. Maybe they didn't officially confirm any other ones. Yeah. So they didn't officially confirm any other ones other than remaking our artist friend here, which... Oh! Hold on. I don't know what I did, but I fixed it. Okay. So Celia is a marriageable candidate. So Celia has been renamed to Cecilia. Nami remains Nami. Muffy has been renamed to Molly, which I get why. Like, Muffy's original name apparently was like not a slur, but like a crude name to call someone, or at least it became known as that. And then I'm not sure where it happened from Celia to Cecilia, unless that was just a translation issue. I always used to call Celia Cecilia when I was a kid, actually, anyway. So it doesn't change too much. I love it when he plays. I haven't seen Murray in any screenshots yet, but I'm sure he'll be there. I don't think they're taking anyone out. I guess it's weird that they're making the artist a marriageable candidate. Oh, you had to stop now? I loved his music. But it does add more options, which is nice. That probably means if Lumen is an option, they'll probably add Flora as well as Carter and the other adult men. Granted, the men didn't have a lot of great options. It's kind of weird to see characters get redesigned the way they have. Also, you can't seem to give Murray gifts in this version, which really bothers me. You can have an egg, sir. It's always glitches out, so he never actually asks for anything. Oh, Rem, hello. This season makes you want to run outside and play. Oh, there's nice, isn't it? It is indeed very nice weather. Except not in real life. In real life, the weather's been kind of sucky. Murray's your spirit animal. So it's interesting that the characters that did get renamed, like Nami's, I don't understand. Like almost everybody got renamed in Mineral Town, I think. But like Nami keeps her name, Lumina keeps her name, but Muffy and Celia lose their names. I can kind of understand again for Muffy going into Molly, but I don't know. Molly doesn't seem like it fits her. Is it raining? It's raining. Get back and put the animals away. I hope the gameplay will function more like this. Like, the models may be more cutesy and stuff, like modern day, but the models in this game weren't necessarily not cutesy, depending on which characters you're talking about. So hopefully, you know, the ugly, quote-unquote, will remain. I went inside. Ew. Just thinking of something. I really hope that, I think Rock is being left the same. I think Rock's name is the same. It's just some of the choices they've made I find strange. I hope crop growing and management is a lot easier than it is in this game. I always feel like a hard time being able to have a lot of crops. But it'll probably be fine. One thing I liked about this game was how much mystery that it had. Oh, hello. These do not all look the same. Welcome, Melts. How's he doing tonight? Harvest Moon month is back in action, baby. Alright, so there are B-rank potatoes, B-rank watermelons. The problem is with playing this game for so long, I lose my edge of what I'm doing. Like, it's also hard to manage the hybrid crops. Hopefully they do a different manage of it in the remake. You're fine, Sora. Honestly, there's a lot to be excited about. Like, even if like a lot of good games that are coming out around now and into next year. Like I've ragged on Pokemon a bit in the streams of it, but I've been off stream. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Like, I'll still be playing both as both characters, but it's like, I have been having some fun on my own with it. Like, it's been too addicting to not play it at all. But it's been a lot of fun. I ever have ice cream during the winter? Oh, all the time, man. I hope this... I don't know. I really am just hoping that the new game doesn't bomb. I don't think it will, but I always fear. But I feel like they have a good developing team. It's like this game. Well, this game's getting a remake. Okay, that's not coming down, so I guess it needs more time. The monsoon of weather is here. Never went to Texas. Nope. But, this game's getting a remake next year. Breath of the Wild's getting its sequel finally next year. Good evening. The banana was really good. I say this every time, but the banana that he received as a child many, many years ago. I really hope cow management is going to be better in the new game. Does this kid like anything? I swear. The coins? Are you gonna eat it? Oh god, I don't like that sound effect, bruh. Tears in the rain. We were also discussing some of the elements of the remake that have been brought up.
Yeah.
This weather makes me feel so good. Hey, Flora. How goes it? It's hard to tell when night falls. Flowers are still blooming so nicely. I love the way spring makes me feel. She'll probably be eligible, too, if they're gonna go for, like, the full experience. If that's the case, though, more marriage candidates mean more children options, and that's all really fun things, too. It's always hard to think. It's always easy to think that way when you look at the art style of the game. I wonder what other good games are going to be coming out next year. Like, we're supposed to get Zelda by May. This game's remake will be out somewhere probably in the summer. I don't know, the water's so good, honestly. Like, so many details are so nice in this game. Like, I have a bias for this art style. Yes. But this was, like, really good, quote-unquote, realistic graphics for its time. It's like, sure, the grass looks like basically it crawled right into the Pokemon games, but I like the blending of, like, the grass into the sand on the beaches. Like, if you look into the water, like, yeah, it's just a texture, but the cobblestone, like pond and stuff, it's like something you'd expect like a higher quality Ocarina of Time would have looked like. Like the little plants in the water, the different textures of the sky, the different overcast, the stars and the moon, the fog and the lighting effects. It's like, it is really nice for GameCube. I contend that it has not aged well. But, like, for its time, it was incredibly good. And there's just something about it that, like, about this game that just sends me to different places. It's like, for some reason, this game's art style feels like it actually transports me into it because of the level of detail it has for its time period. And honestly, after this game, most of the other Harvest Moon games all have the overly cartoony look to them, which I've never been a fan of, except for the designs of the animals. I don't mind if the animals look cutesy. They're cute. Or the characters, but the setting is really nice. I don't think a lot of people think about that. There's just something about this setting that I really like. It's like, it didn't feel like it just was randomly thrown together. It feels like someone tried to build some really old rustic style town. So I really hope the remake gets, even with a new coat of paint, actually really captures that same essence. It probably will still look too cartoony for me compared to this, but if it's just as fun or more fun to play, I won't be complaining. Because that was something in this game that I always kind of regretted that it didn't have, like its like both some of its earlier entries and some later ones, was just like a lack of like it felt more like a realistic Harvest Moon, where in case of you didn't have super tools, you had animal crossbreeding, different types of animals. Like, no real actual mind spelunking. It does. It feels more real, but in some elements it makes it a little less fun compared to other ones in terms of, like, offering content. But I don't mind it, because it's one of those games I have to turn on and just, like, I love to vibe to. I haven't done it in my own personal time in a long time. You know, life's too busy for that. Always more games to play and whatnot. But this game will always have a special place in my heart for me. And it's not even my first it's not even my first Harvest Moon game. It's like my second or third one I've ever played. Because the first one I ever played was Magical Melody, that was also on the GameCube. That game, gameplay-wise, that game was a lot of fun gameplay-wise. But it lacked a lot of personality that this game had with its, like, its characters, their depth, and, like, the quote-unquote story of this game was better. But Magical Melody had the gameplay way better down. And one of these days, guys, I will play Magical Melody for you. I just want to clear out some of the other Harvest Moon games we have going on. I think we'll possibly be getting close to being done with Animal Parade in the near future. I just need to get more focused on it. Like, I think we have Renee high enough that we could probably marry her in that game. And I can finally rest. GameStop wasn't really super popular yet when I was a kid. And game stores were kind of a scarcity. Like, a lot of games that we got, normally we get them from, like, Walmart or Kmart or something like that. And just for anyone who doesn't know, because either you're too young or it's not your part of the world, Kmart's kind of like what Walmart was before Walmart really started powerhousing in the late 90s. But back when I think Blockbuster used to still be in business, I kind of hope they have some of these old sound effects too. Like, I hope they go full retro on that and aesthetics like that. But, dang, she did the housework in 5 minutes from getting up. I wish I could do that. But, I mean, I guess our house isn't really that difficult. But, like, when we didn't get games from, like, retail stores like Kmart's or Walmart's, back when Blockbuster used to have a video game store / section of it, it was called Game Crazy. And it was what GameStop kind of evolved into, but the only reason Game Crazy went out of business was because Blockbuster was going out of business. Or it was some kind of movie rental store. It might not have been Blockbuster, but it was something. Game Crazy was basically the predecessor to GameStop. And I thought it worked a lot better. The environment was also way more cool for back then. They'd have kiosks to play the games and stuff, with demo discs and stuff like that. And they had a really good selection of what I remember back in the day. Then GameStop started getting traction after they went out of business. We also would get games from, like, not antique stores, but, like, not pawn shops, but, like nerd and, like, weird other kind of hobbyist type stores. I don't know what you would call those. But they would sell things like old video games, old magazines, old comic books, movies, like, for some things, like old kind of action toys, like action figures and stuff. Maybe not, well, maybe a bazaar is more accurate in description, but it wasn't called that. It was, whereas the one store we'd go into a lot when it was in the mall, and stuff, it was like the bargain box. I'd go there as a kid, and I would buy, like, 10 Pokemon cards for $1 and stuff like that as a kid. Maybe it was technically a bazaar, but there was, like, it's not pawn shop. It's not really a thrift store. It's kind of it's a weird thing that there's not, like, a general terminology for, but it would sell mostly, media to that type of cultures type of things. Ah, Coco the baby. I wish there was an option to make babies but then have them sold off, so that way you can continue if you have, like, a full farm but need more milk. It's like this game's system for it is not very intuitive. I need 4 pieces of food. But it's a really... Oh, okay, well, it's done raining. Come on out, boys! So that's where I got a lot of my game shopping done back in the day. But back in the day, when I was growing up as a kid, game stores were kind of like they were a rarity, but then again, people who bought games were kind of more of a rarity anyway. Because back when I was growing up, around that era, gaming was still looked at as a kid's hobby and stuff like that. And people didn't really respect it the way people do now. So, it's, we didn't have a lot of options back then. You were kind of limited to what they'd have in places like Kmart, Walmart, and stuff like that, because there wasn't a lot of, or if you had, like, access to, like, say, Target or something, maybe. But we didn't have access to those, and we didn't have options of those as a kid. Okay, there's no eggs right now. Maybe it's because I didn't eat. I remember as a kid, I may have told this story before, but it's always nice to rehash the stories. I really wish I could remember which crops are good and which seasons. But I can get some watermelons planted. Or maybe. How's it going, Vesta? Oh, come on, Sonny. Tomatoes and watermelons are the best for this time of year. You can just barely get by with strawberries and potatoes. I'm trying to eat on the stealth side. Thanks for bringing attention to it. Just sour cream and onion potato sticks. It's a good thing I don't eat directly into the microphone. Sorry, probably bad enough I'd eat it at all. Marlin. Yo, how's it going? Did you want something from me? So do you want to buy something today? This just gives me an idea. Now that I've been getting really weird, silly art stuff made, like from Lewis, are these wooden huts in people's houses? These wooden huts people's houses? I kinda, yeah. Okay, oh god, too many. Like, if anyone didn't see it, the boy Lewis made a very funny commission. Hope he didn't just come to kill time with me. Why are you such an a-hole, Marlon? This is why I hate you. Well, pick what you want. I'm trying to. You're trying to get me out the door. Do I still have Ruby Spice in this game? I think I might have. In one of my playthroughs, I accidentally glitched out Ruby Spice, and it disappeared. And I never was able to replay it again. Does Lewis know anything about Harvest Moon? I do not know. But he made such a great commission with Rimtato Bots and Vita the other day, so I actually had that made since like 2 weeks ago. But like I've been sitting on it waiting for it to actually put it out. Gratoma Seed. So I don't know if Lewis has any personal knowledge of Harvest Moon. I was surprised when he actually knew about Splatoon when I had him work on the Splatoon commission. All the commissions. Well, rich in Nintendo money at the very least. I'm always kind of surprised he's always ready, continuously ready to go to take a commission. I've been expecting to be turned down every once in a while, but he always takes them. But I guess for him, since it must not take a crazy amount of time, it's like just easy money. I don't know how old he is. If he takes money in Nintendo money, I assume he must be somewhat young, probably well under 18. But he's got a really good talent. He's your age? Then it must be just the monetary barrier between our countries that he prefers Nintendo money. To be fair, you know, it's not like there's any shortage of Nintendo games to buy, so. Is today the 10th of spring? If I plant these seeds now, will they grow? Alright, I'm gonna take a chance on them and plant them. If it didn't take so long to water the crops in this game, I would crop more. I would plant more. I love any harvest game that lets me grow watermelons. I love watermelon in real life. Like, watermelon is probably by far my favorite fruit. Ah, that barely changed. I think the soil is still wet. Which is fine, that just means I don't have to water anything right now. Plant them in the wet dirt, they'll still get nice and neat. Can I wash you? I think you're not dirty anyway, but... Oh, it doesn't matter, you're asleep anyway. Okay, fine. Everyone just wants to be grumpy. You're a lime enjoyer? Ooh. I'm definitely not a huge citrus fan, because most of the time when I eat foods that are citrusy, they're just overwhelmingly citrus. Like sours. I'm not a big fan of sour fruits. Not the type of person to tell people what they can and can't like, but it's like, I just don't see the appeal as much. Like, lime is better than lemon to me. Like, and if used right, it can have a nice zing to foods, but like, straight up, not a fan, I guess. Good morning, Dad. Dad, have you ever had a bath with Mom? Okay. Okay, son. Son, the boy is asking the hard-hitting questions. I just, like, this is the first time I've talked to my son. One, in this streaming session, and two, since in probably several months. And the first thing he asks me is, "Have you ever had a bath with Mom?" Something weird to zone into. Plowed a lime, peeled a lime, and ate the whole thing, mostly with a sour face. Smash is really tall. He's so cool. Tall equals cool. Got it. Want some eggs, son? Would you like an egg? Take it. Sorry, son. Okay, so where's Apple? Oh, Dad, is that? She said, "How can you digest something like that?" You I like to try growing things too. Well, there's a big old field, son. Have at it. Ah, oh, Remy. How long have you been there? I don't have ruby spice in this. Maybe this is the game that I got it lost in. Uh-oh. Okay, well I can't. Alright, good to know. I cannot move, one of these days I'll get more devoted into the 80 watermelons. It's like you have to just have the crops and then grow them all yourself. So it's like you need a stockpile. No more space for the tomato. I can't put it into a different... Okay, only 99 of any item allowed in the refrigerator. Good to know. Okay. So my L trigger is busted. I've been forgetting Pally all my life. You too, right? I really hope that the family life is going to be as good in the remake as it is in this one. Oh, hold on. I want to jam for a sec. TV? I love this song. I can't believe the special edition got rid of this music. Why would you even do that? I love this game. A bop indeed. Like, the other ones are okay. The drama music's okay. Is there something new you expect for the remake? They're talking about... They were adding more cutscenes between both the other characters and more family life cutscenes to flesh out the family life even more, which are like, that sounds really good. So for expecting, so I'm expecting it, but things I'm hoping for, that, I don't know, the horoscope's kind of creepy. I'm not a big fan of the horoscope music. Talk to people. Your smile will bring you good luck. But, I don't think I've ever heard this song that way, all this way through. The freaking news is such a boring tune, but it's very news-like. I forget that the TV is here because it really... Is that a crop circle? Return to Dreamland remix? Wait, there's a Kirby game being remade? But, back to rain. Everyone back inside! But, anyway, oh, right, I forgot about Return to Dreamland's being remade. I remember now. Okay, those are all flowers. I love the little flowers on the trees. I wish there was more flowers on the trees. Other things I would like to see. So I guess I don't know what to expect from the game. But something I would like to see the remake cover and do a little bit more of. One, like more cutscenes between both all the other characters and the family members. Like, I want more cutscenes. I would like more holidays to you know, interact with other characters on, like, more than just the family life. The other characters also need more fleshing out in cutscenes because they can be kind of slow. Like Tim, most people don't remember Tim. Like, heck, in the DS game, they axed Tim entirely. They said he went out to go explore the country, the country some more, where he still had his youth, while his wife stayed home and took care of the hotel. But I would like more to do with that. I would like more festivals. I'd like more gameplay things for us to do. Like, this game offers some stuff, but I kind of wish they would flesh out all the elements. I hope the farming controls end up being more user-friendly than what they have been in this game. Like, this game's pacing is really slow. But here, the valley, nothing changes. It's not a requirement or anything. I would like them to add maybe a few new areas. Nothing crazy. But just something, you know? Or maybe like a greenhouse to grow crops out of any season like they did in Stardew Valley or something. Things of that nature. I would like to see more elements of that. They don't necessarily need to add a whole bunch of new characters if they just make the ones they have better. And I guess more things to spend your money on as the game life progresses. Those are some things I would like to see out of it. Just something to keep you going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to go play my guitar somewhere. I would just stroll around outside, but hey, it's filled with so many different melodies. Like, for example, it would be nice to see, you know, to add a little bit more spice to the characters. Stop, it was my spirit animal. Is, like, say, have the characters from Mineral Town visit like they did in the DS game. Just to have something to interact with to do, if you see cutscenes with them in. It'd be nice. They don't gotta be marriage candidates like they are in Harvest Moon DS. Also, what I don't understand is in Harvest Moon DS, oh, by the way, this boy is the one getting a massive redesign to be a bachelorette, or bachelor, sorry. Cody was his name, not Kyle. Cody. To be fair, I don't mind them trying to revamp Cody a bit. I don't know if I'm a big fan of his new, completely different physical stature. But, I like the fact that they're going to try and make him more relevant, because out of all the characters in this game, Cody's the one I remember the least. Like, I remember him by how obscure and out of touch he was with the rest of the cast. Like even Daryl had more cutscenes and stuff, and he's the eccentric scientist living in town. Granted, the eccentric scientist has way more room for character at moments. I do too. It's what I mean. The setting of this game, both music and visual wise, is one of my favorite things of this game. It's the feeling of the game and the look of it. The sounds help it so much. It's kind of nice to kind of end Harvest Moon month with this game. It's the last Harvest Moon game I'm playing outside of Stardew, because Stardew is its own thing. But wait, did they do something to Murray? What do you mean? I haven't seen it yet. Okay, I'm not catching anything here. I'm gonna go look for somewhere else. You can't fish in the ocean in this game. I don't understand why. But I think it's so it's kind of like a palate cleanser. We've seen a lot of different Harvest Moon games this month, from Tatobot and the Ruins to the Rune Factory titles to Harvest Moon games of new and old, of Story of Seasons and all that nonsense. And then it's like ending on us barring Stardew Valley next week to kind of cleanse with probably one of the most simple but wonderfully done Harvest Moon games. It's just a nice ending, kind of winding down of the Harvest Moon month. You beat all of Violet already? Dang, Sora. Well, I need to see what Ramirez said more. Why can't I catch any fish? Hui is his name? Oh my god, what is he? He's like a jungle man. What? Brother, what? I don't hate it. But like, I expected a lot worse when you said that they redesigned Murray. But like, it's not as good as his current design. Maybe they didn't want to make people feel too sad. I also heard the new game's removing the possibility of animal death, which I'm like, Well, then what's the point of taking care of the animals if they can't die, you know? They sure did remove his homeless mood. Hold on, I should probably share that image with everyone in chat, too. Okay, so we've seen Homeless Man Murray already. I think most of us here know who Murray is. Here's his redesign. What is that? He's still holding like a little tin can or tin cup or whatever. Whatever the setting is, though, it's very pretty looking graphically. Now he's a gnome! What did they do to him? Ramirez is feeling a lot of emotions there. Hold on, I'll put my own L's in the chat in one sec. There we go. Just adding to the element. I don't mind it, but like it's not as good. But it could have been worse. I don't know. I'm not being too negative just yet. It really just depends on how they handle it. It could be... See, the problem is, with Mineral Town, I didn't... Whoa, he's moving at the speed of light. I didn't care as much about Mineral Town. Like, I loved that game, one of my second most played ones ever. Probably second to this game, as a kid. But I wasn't happy with some of the changes they did. But I really, really hope that the changes that they're doing in this remake of this game aren't going to be too grievous, because I will be looking under this lens of this remake very carefully. I could. The problem is I'm so excited for it, but I could just as easily be massively let down, and I'm afraid. I'm shivering. Because you're cold or because you're upset? The man Murray. I'm surprised they even posted that information out. I hadn't even seen it. That was the first time I had seen Murray's redesign. Both. Man, the fish are not biting today. Here we go. I honestly don't know. Is fishing in the rain supposed to be more helpful or less helpful for catching fish? I've never actually understood. Like in Animal Crossing, it's always like, yo, the better fish come out in the rain. But like in real life, is fishing in the rain actually good or bad? Or does it really even make a play effect? Another thing I like about this game is like when it rains, sorry, the control stick is really sensitive on this controller. It's like when it rains, like the fog is intensified so much, and like the sky just reflects that. It's so good. It's such, for the limitations of the GameCube, they made so many nice effects work, and I love it. Yes, I love that there's a first-person view mode too. I really hope that that stays in the game. It's best if you fish after the rain? Ah, okay. Just take a nice rest. I really hope that they keep the first-person view. But I'm hearing that the people who are redesigning this remake are fans of the original, so I really, really hope that they're big enough fans to keep stupid things like that, even if they don't need to be there. Like, that's what's part... Things like that are part of this game's, like, character and identity, and if they take them away just because they don't serve a purpose, I will be sad. But we'll see. I'm still hopeful that nothing bad has happened yet. You really made this well. Keep trying to get better. But if the worst thing we have happen is Marie has a strange redesign, maybe it's the fact that he needed to have more clothes because he was kind of almost naked in this game, but due to the limitations, it wasn't really a big deal. The first person helps and adds immersion. That's how I feel about it, too. My immersion! What a rainy summer, first day of summer morning. Whoa. I'm not a fan of the way the camera changes like that with, looks like the rain is starting to let up. I love the different sky textures. It's like, look, like, you don't need to break the bank. Just redo it. Do it again. Clean it up. Make it fun. You don't have to reinvent the Harvest Moon wheel here. And I don't think anyone wants them to either. It's hard to believe this came out like 1 year after that. What was that other Harvest Moon game we played last year? Free the Homeland? And that game feels like a completely bare bones, unfinished product. JoJo hat. I'm more surprised the Daft Punk hat was in Scarlet and Violet. I saw it in the town with the water town with the drip store. That's where we're going next with Aqua, but I've been playing a little bit ahead on Rimtato to getting his team a little fleshed out. I didn't know if you catch a Pokemon higher level than the badge level that lets you control in Scarlet and Violet, the Pokemon, even though it's yours, it won't listen to you. I caught the Black Tauros, and because it's level 26 when I caught it, he wouldn't listen to me. And I'm like, I didn't know that. That's such an annoying thing to discover. But it's so good to discover. I like that level of detail that it had. Well, no, not in every game, Sora. Normally, if you catch the Pokemon, no matter how high level it gets, it'll always listen to you if it's yours. You needed to have a Pokemon traded for it to disobey you. This is the first time I think you've ever been able to catch your own Pokemon, and they won't listen to you if you're too inexperienced. Which I think is a way better way to prevent people from, quote-unquote, breaking the game by catching a high-level Pokemon with ease, or by luck, by just having them not be able to listen to you. Because if you level up a Pokemon past a certain level, it still listens to you. But if you catch it at a certain level now, it doesn't listen to you. Unless that was something they added in Sword and Shield, but I never was able to catch a Pokemon higher level than my catching ability, because there's like a in-game thing that doesn't let you do that. Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting thing, because I've been playing it lately. I've had a lot of fun with the Pokemon games that came out. I'm still upset that there's less drip, and I really hope it was added in Sun and Moon. I guess since I never caught Pokemon higher level than the badge limit in the Sun and Moon games, because it's kind of hard to do that. Nor did I in Sword and Shield, you literally can't because the game says it's too powerful to catch. So I didn't know. So maybe it has been. I'll have to look into that. I never remember seeing it in Sun and Moon. Because that's the only game series we've had since, Wait, Vesta, please take this. I don't want it. I don't want to talk about Marlin. Take the flower, please. Eat it. I don't care what you do with it. Murray has been gnomed! That's so good. The only thing I don't like about Harvest Moon Month, and I didn't say it, and I don't say it as a negative thing, it's just the fact that during Harvest Moon Month, like, it being the only game mostly the only game I played, like, this year, it's the only other things I played that wasn't Harvest Moon Month in this Harvest Moon Month, is the new releases of the Pokemon games, the Splatfest for Splatoon 3, and Xenoblade. So, the only thing I don't like about doing Harvest Moon multiple times a month, or even multiple times a week, is just the fact that I run out of things to talk about. When I used to record these all the time, I used to do, like, one recording session, like, every week or 2 weeks or something. Maybe more. And, like, more strict. Ramirez, I've streamed so much of it. I need to be able to still give variety to people who don't want to only watch Harvest Moon. I am still a variety streamer. 2 out of 3 streams every week belonging solely to Harvest Moon is a lot. Like, for Pokemon, I didn't even stream. I streamed in on days I don't normally stream, so it didn't conflict with Harvest Moon Month at all. And for Xenoblade, I'm keeping it going because if I stop playing it for so long, 1, I'm gonna get antsy, and 2, it's like, again, I just to give more variety. Not that Xenoblade and Harvest Moon being the only 2 things basically for the whole month is a lot of variety, but it's a thing. I don't know if I'll finish Xenoblade before Christmas. I'll try, but I think I probably have too much still left to do. And with Isolate not here, he can't answer for me on that aspect. Like, when I did Xenoblade 2, it took about, 16 streams to finish that? And we just did the 10th stream. So I don't know if it's possible to finish it before Christmas at this rate. There might be enough time, maybe, if it takes that same amount of time. But I've done more side quests in this playthrough of Xenoblade 3 than I did 2. So, because I just wanted to finish Xenoblade 2 before I lost interest in it. So who knows? But it can be tiring to play Harvest Moon so often in a month because especially with Harvest Moons like this, you eventually start running out of things to say. And you start dipping into conversations that can be very strange and weird. There's also the fact that if it wasn't for some of the Harvest Moon chatting we've done in the past, like I did a lot of Friends of Mineral Town, was the fact that I wouldn't have talked about my OCs as openly otherwise if I didn't have to fill for content space. So I'm glad I did that because, where would we be without our beautiful blue-haired mascot? We'd just have Potato. And Potato is fine, but, like, I have more passion for the character I created than the character people created for me, in a sense. That's probably why I have a bias towards Aqua over Rimtato. That's mostly just because Rimtato is not my creation, in any sense of the word. It's literally just other people's personification of me on stream. Like my sister, Curry, she's the one who first started calling me that, and then it was I'm Fine, and Isolate, mostly I guess I'm Fine, who had designed the Tato himself. And he was designed as a gift for me, so he's still precious, even if the person he was gifted from, has some bitter memories associated to it. Like, the Rimtato himself has done nothing wrong, and does not deserve to be punished for the sake of his creator. Rumtato is the son of God? No, that's not what I... What? Rumtato is not Jesus. Okay. What is this? It's big and blue. Some kind of ore. I also kind of... Oh no, the A button is stuck. Oh, the A button is stuck. Oh no. Third-party controllers always have these freaking bugs about them. Took me forever to get this. This is like the third wireless controller I got from that company after several exchanges because they kept sending me dud controllers. And of course, this one's got its problems too. That's the whole reason why the Aqua holding the Rumtato emote is the way it is. Mostly because I wanted it to not so much be an emote, but just kind of replace the Rumtato in the corner and the Aqua that we had in the corner, you know? Granted, I'd like to redesign the entire setup so that way those two have a more proper place to sit. But, it is what it is. Because they just kind of feel like they're just kind of littered up on the screen and don't belong. I also just don't really know what to do with Rumtato in terms of, like, emotes. Like, so, okay, so be honest with me. In terms of the emotes, I know that nobody subscribes anymore so that they can use my emotes, like, in a monetary exchange, which I get. Everybody, you know, has money they need to spend elsewhere, and I get that. I'm not bothered by it. It's more so just a shame that people can't so much freely use the emotes I've provided for them without it, so it's difficult. But then again, most of you don't leave stream anyway and just do the redeems. So, and the reason I make the redeems so cheap is because I still want people to be able to use the emotes even if they're not subscribed. It's like, it would be, like, I would like to get a return on investment for making them, but I just don't know if that would happen. To be able to make back all the money it took to make all the emotes, I'd probably need to get a, how many subs would it take? How many subs does it take? So it's $5 for one sub, so it'd be 2, about 14 to 15 subs, I think, to make back. Actually, probably that's not even accurate, because I forgot about the animated ones, which, honestly, kind of wish I hadn't done some of those. Some of those emotes, or some of the emote sellers, buyers I bought from, were more expensive than they probably should have been, for the amount of quality that was changed. Because, like, we've had 4 different emote artists on, for the channel. Aside from people like Gake, Isolate, and Piggle working on the Rumtato things. Yes, we have animated ones. I have 2 of them here. It's all I have room for. I do this one every day. I do that one, and then there's the Aqua Eye Sparkle. There's also a waving emote, but since I don't have enough slots, I can't put it in there, so I put the 2 nice ones. And since no one can use them even if you're subbed in Discord, I turned them into GIFs on Discord. So we had the artist that did the Aqua emotes. That one was a bit of a pain to get made, because it was a bit expensive, but I wanted to have some nice animated ones for people to use. Then that was one artist. Then the next, another artist was... Do I not actually... Hold on, where are they? I don't have access to all of them. Oh, wait, there's these ones. There's the subscriber Aqua Wave, and then there's the Aqua Blowing the Kiss. That was a different artist. I don't remember their name. I don't know how, you know, it's like, and then Then we had I think it was Corison, and she did a lot of the more emotes I have on stream, which were I think it's these 5. Rimtato with Kazoo was Meltz's creation. And then Sylvie did our original base package, where I only have 3 of her emotes on here right now. Oh wait, no, I have. No, I do. I only have 3. So we've had 4 different artists. Three for non-animated and then 1 for animated. Though if I had known that Corison was able to do animated emotes, I probably would have got them done through her instead. The crying elk was so funny to me. It's so goofy and I love it. They also, Sylvie's, who do those ones? Let me look up her name real quick. I want to give proper credit. I think it might be in the description below, but just in case I don't have it down there, let me just pull it up. I paid for her on Fiverr as well. It's Konishisan, I believe, is how you say her name. I'll have to hit her up again and see if she's still doing emotes. It looks like she's changed a little bit of her designs a little bit. Granted, I don't know which ones I'd probably do. I don't know if she still does animated ones or not. Now, I like all of the different artists equally in a different... Well, maybe not equally. That's not fair to say. Because it's just factually not true. I don't dislike any of them. I feel like Koisen's, I believe, was like my favorite in terms of how she captured Aqua's personality. I don't know. It's like there's just something about how she managed to make such good expressions on her very well described. As opposed to, but like, I didn't get as many from Sylvie, so definitely Sylvie will, would like to work with her again in the future if I can. Because I still really like Sylvie's work. The animated artist, she or they, I don't know how many people was involved. They were probably the hardest to work with. And then the ones with Aqua waving and blowing the kiss, and the other one was the boba tea. I liked their art style, but it was also way more expensive than the other 2 combined. Like, I think I don't think it was 15 an emote. I don't remember, though. It was expensive compared to the other prices of the other people. Though the animated emotes cost a pretty penny, too, and I felt like, for the amount of headache I had to deal with, it was a bit rough. Is there a commissions I was disappointed to as the result? You mean the emotes, or my commissions and the other commissions in general? Because there's a couple of both. Like, one of the commissions from the animated emotes that I was kind of disappointed in was honestly the animated waving Aqua, but it's mostly just because it felt like her arm wasn't even wasn't even attached to her body, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. But because of a mishap, I ended up getting 3 animated emotes for 2 because they made the wrong emote and not the ones I paid for. But in general commissions, I've mentioned before that the Aqua emote, the Aqua commission that I did of Mio. Let me pop it up real quick for anyone who just might have forgot or just wants to see it again. This commission here, absolutely beautiful. I really love how she handled Aqua's her face and her hair. the figure was nice. It's a little bit much, but you know. But the problem was with it is that it wasn't even the outfit I was trying to get her put in. She put her in. I like the nails. I don't know if that's a creative thing or if that was supposed to be based off of Neo from Xenoblade 3 or not. I've never looked at Neo's nails that closely to tell. Because she's wearing Neo's gloves and her hoodie, but the idea was for her to be wearing Mio's entire outfit, like almost like cosplaying as her in a sense. But after understanding where the direction came from, and it was the idea of Aqua inheriting Mio's weapon class, whereas everyone in Xenoblade just puts on other people's outfit parts as part of that gameplay mechanic, I stopped being upset about it or whatever, or bothered by it, but initially I was kind of disappointed. That, and I got a lot of comments about how she was way too sexualized. I'm like, look, I didn't make her outfit. I didn't want her in that outfit, and for that picture, it's like people look to the below the waist a lot. It's like it is a bit saucy, I suppose. But it wasn't what I was trying to get. Because I'm not trying to put that kind of content on intermission screens. I think the reason why it took so long to make is because I think Pickle was kind of uncomfortable working with it. So that's why it took quite a bit to get it done. But it was a very beautiful piece. Hopefully that in the future I won't have that same level of miscommunication with them if I try to commission them again. Another pet peeve of mine when it comes to the commissions is when it feels like I put out specific instructions and, you know, they don't seem to take those instructions, and then you get something that turned out completely differently. Okay, not this cow. I can't remember which one. Some of the other commissions were some of the ones where Aqua was drawn with purple hair. Bug Aqua was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure what idea when Melts first said. Honestly, the site I worked on, I kind of had to let it go because you have to pay in advance, and then you don't get to make any kind of complaints at all. You can't communicate with the artist at all. I almost got freaking kicked off of a website because I messaged in the thing to let me know if this was not enough money for what I was trying to commission. And I got threatened to have my account terminated or banned. I'm like, good grief. I'm like, I just wanted to make sure the artists were properly paid. Why is that such a pain? It's like, but I work with them because their art style is so good. Which cow? Is it this one? And it's something I can afford. The Japanese are on regular or pretty affordable compared to other people, as well as some Mexican artists, where they don't overdo something. But like some people, I like to make sure artists are paid what I feel they believe their talent is worth. I don't want to lowball them with an offer for something and then insult them by doing that. It's kind of hard when it's basically leave a message, but I have no idea if the message I'm leaving you is bothering you or not. I have no clue. It's a pain. Hello, son. But my real pet peeve is Shy Alice. I've tried to, but every time I go to every time I try to go to see her and message her for a commission, or no, well, not message her, but like to go and check her to see if her commissions are open, they've been closed every time I try to. So she's on the list of people I like to commission, but her commissions have been closed a lot recently. You want 2 eggs, son? But my biggest pet peeve is when artists. Oh no! Don't worry about that. Right now, I'm trying not to commission things right now, at the moment, just because It's already late, so I'm going to bed, Remy. Because, you know, with Christmas, I just spent $150 today buying my entire family Christmas. So I'm not looking to do more commissions right now, especially when I've got some kind of still waiting to come in. Like, one person I've commissioned at the beginning of October, and we're almost at the end of November, and I haven't even heard from them yet. And their estimated work time, once they said they start, was 15 to 20 days. I'm like, it's been double that. It's like, I hate sounding impatient, but I'm like, it's been almost 2 months. If I'm a good boy, people won't get mad at me. Son, please don't feel this way. But my biggest pet peeve when it comes to how people, but with commissions, when it comes to the characters, is when they get major details wrong, and it's already too late and can't change it. The major one being when people draw her with purple hair. I don't know how to describe. It's like, I try not to let it bother me. I truly don't try to let it bother me, because I try to just be grateful that people would draw it at all. But sometimes when I worry about Aqua's design, I worry that, you know, certain elements of that are tied to things like her hair color and stuff. And if you change the details like that, it makes you wonder if that's still the same character in terms of recognition. It's like, if I hadn't told you that was Aqua because her hairstyle was different, I was trying to do a different hairstyle, would you think it's her because she's purple haired and not blue haired? It's a beautiful, and the thing is, this is the same person that's drawn Aqua before, twice before, I think it was. And the first time they drew her, it was with this really pretty light blue hair. But and it was really nice. And I even specified I would love to see that color in Ice character again. If you look back and find the one where Aqua's kind of like got the sun hat and she's kind of pulling it down, she probably looked a little more bigger chested in that picture than it is supposed to be. But like that particular picture was so pretty in terms of the eyes and the hair colors that's what I wanted them to replicate. But they did something, they did the part where it looks kind of purplish. And my sister tells me, because it's an artist thing, blue hair would probably look purple depending on the lighting of the area. Especially since it's a fall setting, all the reds in the air with the sunlight is going to make it maybe look purple, like a shade of purple. That's why the shaded parts of the hair are still blue. I'm like, I get that, I understand that, but it still bothers me. Only a couple of people have done purple-haired Aqua, and I've kind of let it slide. There was one where she was like in the sundress, I believe it was, and it was like she was like light blue-haired mostly, and then her tips were purple, which I mean wasn't quite right, but like it's still super pretty that it didn't bother me. But it's like, I feel like I shouldn't have to specify not purple when I'm trying to get someone to draw blue hair. But I've kind of made peace with it. It's just, it just bothered me more than it should have. Like, it really did. I really tried for it not to. There's no help for housework too, you know. People should always do their fair share and help out. They really should. Indubitably. That was my dad messaging me. Purple drink Aqua. I know, you like sucking the skin of potatoes and oranges. And I'll be honest with you, probably when I was younger, I probably based elements of Aqua's personality off of Celia's a little bit. Since we're talking about Aqua while looking at Celia, elements of Celia's character I had definitely used to make Aqua. But then it's been the struggle of having a character that feels so not prehistorically nice, but just feels like nice and like to the point where people aren't that nice to people anymore. Which sounds really depressing to say it that way. I know, like sucking the skins of innocent souls. But I've always really liked Celia for reasons like that. Because she seems too, like, so sweet. It's like one of these pure souls that the world hasn't tainted yet. And that's kind of how I kind of designed Aqua at first. But then I try to also try to blend Aqua to make her nice like that, but realistic. Like you can't have a character's whole personality trait being nice. You end up being as a really boring character. One half of Aqua's story, she is, like, ends up getting depressed, so it's like that kind of sweet, innocent character type being forcibly exposed to the darkness of the world when they're not ready for it is a lot on a person's, like, psyche. So that's part of that direction of her. And then the other story's direction where it's kind of more so her keeping her in her element and life not changing her so drastically that she feels like her entire character is gone. That's one of the things I write about and the more depressing side of Aqua stuff is the fact that she's a person that she feels because of the way the world is, she can't be the way she wants to be because the world will not let her. And it's very depressing because it's like she wants to be able to be the same type of person she used to be, and she knows in the world she lives in, it's not a feasible possibility. It's just the world's too dark for that, because if you are like that, the world will swallow you alive. And she deals with that, especially in her line of work. So it's like it's not an easy thing for her to deal with. So it's been an interesting writing challenge to take someone so overly nice as a character designed as Aqua and apply her to scenarios that characters like that normally aren't exposed to. That's another thing I've thought about, too, when it comes to the commissions. Like, Aqua always looks so happy and stuff in all the different types of commissions she's in. Like, say, the Pokemon ones, or whichever type of other things that she's been in. And it's like, she's happy in these ones, and it's like a writing thing where it's like, but the canon version of her is so in a rough place that, like, the commissions are just the happiness she wants to be. It's just another element of things. I make her happy in the artwork because she's not happy for real. And it's sad. At least the primary version of her that I've been writing. I like the detail, by the way, of the fact that once the cows like you well enough, if you start treating them nicely, they start licking your face. It's such a cute little detail that you don't really get out of the gigantic, bulbous cows you get nowadays. You're saying Aqua's feeling blue. God dang it, Melts. What the heck? You can say that, sure. I'm blue. I'm blue. I didn't want to show the duck the chicken. What's the point of even showing these animals items? They don't react to them nicely. They're always upset about whatever they're shown. Hello, red grapes. Right now, Aqua's the one character that I have a lot of focused my writing passions on, and that's the reason why she's pushed so much and why I talk about her so much. Because it's a character that, for the first time in a very long time, that I've written them, and I feel I feel very, like, proud of how the different story arcs that she's going through are coming together. It's less so entirely just being a freaking simp for my own character. It's more so just being so happy that feel like I've managed to make something I'm so personally proud of in terms of, like, character writing and development. I don't know. Because when I don't know if I've said this story before, when I first created her character, she was never meant to be a major character by any means at all. She would be like one of those anime filler characters or anime side characters or background characters that you see every once in a while, you'll hear from them, but the spotlight's, like, never focused on them. Mist Moon is the summer flower. Good to know. And for her to come into her own as basically a full-fledged character, and then in sort of accidental channel mascot, I don't know. It's not like she's become mainstream, but it's almost like the kind of feeling I feel like I would feel if she did become mainstream, where people know of her outside of the friend group I have. It's just another level of proud, and it's like that could have happened to any character that I've made, but like I'm just kind of happy that it happened with her. It's just also kind of weird too because it's like Aqua's such a basic name for someone that would use like water control things. It's not a very original name, but childhood me thought, man, I was being so clever. And I didn't really realize that there had already been a number of Aquas done in fiction. But the only other Aqua I really think about that comes to mind right away is that one that's like from that one anime that everyone always references. That's she's really stupid and useless. Which is why Ice and everyone thought that was who she was based off of. Like, no, I just something I wasn't expecting to deal with. Don't you have to do work or something? Dang, okay. Tell me how you really feel, Nami. So now I've got this sort of little almost headcanon where we have Aqua the multiverse traveler now. And she just shows up in different medias. Like, Ramirez says freaking Sesame Street Aqua, and then it's I couldn't really see her being something like that. But, like, elements of her showed up in different things were, like, how I had her designed as a Splatoon character from Lewis last time. Or how she's had different kind of outfit type of things from, like, Miitopia. There's been, like, that whole thing. And then the Pokemon angle. It's, like, all just because it's, like, I don't know. I don't understand, myself, personally, how I got so attached to a character that I wrote that was never really meant to go anywhere. It's like, it's almost like you just kind of have that proudness over, like, it's like a child or something. Like, you would be proud of your child or something. I want to go home. Me too, Murray. Me too. This is what I mean. When I stream these Harvest Moon games, you never know what I'm gonna talk about. Lately, Aqua's been a subject that I like to discuss a lot, but it's also not one I want to discuss all the time. I just like telling the kind of stories. I think I've told her character origin story on stream before, so I don't want to necessarily rehash that again so soon. It's not to say I don't have other characters that I'm just as well proud of in. The finale of ST Elsewhere. Wait, hold on. I love you to Retopia reference. Oh, okay, gotcha. That one. Her origin thing. Yeah. I never figured out how to get to that flower back there. I don't even know if you can. But it shows up there every summer, and I don't know how to get to it. But there's like a little path here through the little garden, but there's no way to enter it. I've tried so many times as a kid and as an adult, and I don't think there's a way in. I have tried so hard. The world may never know. Exactly. I at least know I'll never know. But, I think it's less is the fact that I'm not as proud as my other characters, and it's like Aqua happened to be one of the ones that had the most art of her to begin with, so therefore commissioning artists to create characters based off pre-existing art is easier than asking an artist to design a character from scratch. Because one, they usually ask for more money, which is completely understandable, but it's also like, it's easier to commission someone to say, do this person of mine in your style, than it is to design a character. That's a lot to ask of somebody. And most people don't do that, because they don't want to have to design a character based off a description. No one wants to do that. I'm sure I've been driving my sister, Chummy, completely insane with the amount of different things I ask her to do. I actually have, I don't know when it'll be done, but I actually have another commission of some of my other characters that are being made as we speak. I just don't know when we're going to actually see them. Oops, that's also full. But I hope to be able to show it soon once it's done. It was nice to actually have a solid piece of art of Rim made, because all of Rim's art, and see, that's the thing, Rim's like the second most character I'm proud about, but the problem is he's like, it's, in a sense, it's kind of like me, and it's like, I don't like that, if that makes sense. When I designed him, I never meant for him to just be me.
Ooh.
I don't even know if I was ever really meaning to make a character named after myself. I don't look at him as a thing of, as an extension of myself, because I put more of my character flaws, personal ones, into him. But like, the things that he's good, and then like try to achieve good things through characters like that. I don't know what I would rename him if I was. I don't think the name for a character like Rim is a unoriginal or uncommon name. But it's like, I personally know who it's based off of. People are like, you gotta make a character after yourself. It's like, I wasn't the intention. Because I had made several characters before Rem in my own imagination and storytelling and pretend playing when I was a kid than I ever did as Rem. Like, the character from my story, Eric, he was originally designed as a evil clone of Link. And it was because that was back when I really had no pure creativity. So, they might have different names in other universes. True. There is a couple of multiverse versions of Rim with different names. But like, I've never been able to... I never wanted to rename the base one, I guess. When it comes to doing art of my character, I'm just like, fine, I'll do it myself. Exactly. I just wish I actually had talent to do that. I'm terrible at it. When I described these new characters to my sister, she's like, okay, I need you to give me some references so I know visually what you're looking for other than just a description. I'm like, that's fair, it's understandable. It's like, no one wants to create something from complete scratch. But, if I ever got my stuff to take off somewhere, I don't know if I'd want to rename Rem. Like, on a personal basis, I wouldn't want to. But since it would be, like... How weird would it be if the author had a character whose name was similar to his own? I don't know. Is it really that big of a deal? Who the heck knows? I don't know. Rim Salon. On how you should draw something. I've had to try and draw poses for people before because I couldn't find good reference materials. Like, hold on. Where is that one picture of Aqua? Where is that one? This one over here. And I hate the pixelation of it on here. At least on my scan. I think on your guys' end it's not so bad, but the white outline is kind of thick. I got this for channel art, and I haven't gotten around to getting anything done for it yet. I had to... You don't know how hard it was to describe this pose to a person where English is not their first language. I didn't know that at the start of the commission. But also the fact that, like... I could not find reference photos for that to save my life. I don't understand why I couldn't find them. So I had to try and draw it. And the problem is, because of the way the website worked, the app was not notifying me that they were messaging me. That was a person who I had been on their wait list, and then when it was my turn, the website never updated me, so I only knew it was my turn when the art was finished, and I had to approve it. Also, great. I went halfway through watering them, and then the rain starts coming down. I felt so bad. I've been way too awkward to try and commission them again, and I might at some point when I have, you know, a more stable after the move. I'm trying not to do many more commissions right now. At least nothing that's expensive because I'm gonna have to quit my job to move, obviously. So I don't want to have a lot of pending commissions that need to be paid for when I don't have a job. It's like a really irresponsible thing. I don't want to do that. But, it's been such a shame thing. But I blame the website because it stopped notifying me and I stopped checking because I thought it would be several weeks before it was my turn. So then when it was suddenly my turn, I wasn't even prepared. So with the one thing I did off of Fiverr, I blame Fiverr on that one. It was Fiverr is what I was using for the art for that Aqua. The waving one here. I'll pop it back up again. This one here, I got her from an artist off of Fiverr. And their skill's really good. I thought it was really nice. I would like to have a full piece done with that style, because they did such a nice job. But and through these artists, I've realized my favorite hairstyle for Aqua is definitely the parted hair, as opposed to the bangs. I don't mind the bangs, but I associate bangless Aqua or to the side part Aqua more for her. I'm boring sort of death. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was. Well, no. Here's the thing, Melts. I without tax and fees and then optional tip, the starting price for that art was $35. It wasn't $5. So I definitely did not pay $5 for that. See, now you say, I thought that too when I first started using Fiverr, and I thought Fiverr was just because the reason I even ever started using Fiverr for anything at all was because you guys have seen Okie Kadoki in stream before, and she's a streamer too. So also, if you haven't seen her stuff, I would recommend you go check her out. She's fun. I haven't been into her streams in a little while, so if you're seeing this later, my bad, Kudo. I asked her who had designed her emotes or where she had gotten them, and she said it was this artist such and such off of Fiverr. And I'm like, and it was a hard time to find her on Fiverr because, believe you me, her socials are not well connected. But and Kudo's artist was $5 an emote, and she's the one who did the the Aqua emotes that were done, like the BRB screen. Where did that go? These Aquas here, these four. Those are the same ones came from Kudo's artist, because they're the same person. But it's probably the game, Sora. This is lull you into sleep type of atmosphere of the game. And this mood makes you sleepy and quiet, so it happens. But all the other artists I got emotes from off of Fiverr, like, so all of the emotes I've gotten on the channel made and in the Discord, they've all been for artists from Fiverr. And I think it's because they're foreigners, so they make more money off of $5 than we do. Like, our money's worth more to them, I'm assuming, is how the price difference even makes sense. But, like, some of them were $10 an emote. Some people were charged as much as $15, but I got a discount for buying in bulk for some of them. And the animated emotes, I don't even want to think about how much those cost. I feel like that's the one purchase I kind of regret, just because they're not used very much. But that's just because no one can use them on Twitch but me, unless you're subscribed. But it was anywhere around from 5 to 15 per emote that was made for the channel. But when Kudo had told me Fiverr, I thought that sounds really sketch, because I had heard about campaign channel and post some commissions. I was let down. My brain. Where's it at? Finally, we can forget Valley all my life. You too, right? Sure do, hun. But, the only ways I ever heard from heard of Fiverr before was like the PewDiePie Nazi racist thing that had happened. Is it gonna rain or is it not gonna rain? The crops are all watered, so it's hard to sell. Okay, so there was a thing a while back, I think it was. I'm sure if you look it up online, you can find it, where PewDiePie had paid people on Fiverr to say a very racist Nazi-style message on Fiverr, like a video message. Like, they say you can get anything on Fiverr for $5. It was a satire type of, well, not a satire video, but it was like, the video was designed to show the fact that the weird nonsense you can get off of Fiverr. But that website, I think, had a stigma for a while because of what PewDiePie had done. Now, obviously, you know the guy who says, like, have you ever seen the meme, what's the meme? Like, what's it got? What is it? The original meme was like, what's the character's name? Give me a second. John Wick, like, needs your help to take out the blah blah blahs or whatever. Like, to help him, please send him your bank card number with the expiration date and the 3 digits on the back. That guy started on Fiverr, apparently. So people would pay him money to say things. So yeah, those are the 2 things I knew Fiverr for. So I never really, but sorry, point being that I'm trying to make, or getting to, is I only ever heard of Fiverr through completely stupid, crazy things, and I didn't even think of it as ever think of it as a legitimate business. Like, I never even thought to try and, I had one a whole year, I think, on Twitch, monetized. I could have had emotes, and had absolutely no idea, one, on where to get something like that made, and the fact that it could be so affordable. Like, up until this year, like, I've had a lot of commissions posted out throughout this year, and that's literally just because I probably would have did more money here and there for commissions for fun if I had known that there was affordable options. Most people I ever saw doing commissions were like over $100 or more. I'm like, man, that seems a lot of money to sink into something. So I had paid for my first ever commission of Aqua, because before that, only my sister had ever made any Aqua art in turn of commission style, and she just made it to me as gifts. Like, she didn't charge me money for it, but like, so when I had bought it, I think it was from Your Freaky Neighbor, who did the original Aqua commission that had with her with the multicolored hair. No, not over $400. I said over $100, and I thought that was something that I could just never afford. And I thought I was splurging when I when I think I paid $200 for his commission. It was like the first, so I thought that's something I can't really afford, and I did that last year, and it was the only one I had ever did. But I never really saw artists on Twitter that were actually affordable that I felt their art was something I liked, because either the art was something I liked and couldn't afford, or was something that I could afford, but I wasn't a fan of the art style. Not saying that their art is bad, but just that I wasn't a fan of the style. It's like saying, that would be like me judging someone for liking chocolate milk because I don't like it. That's ridiculous. Different people like different ones. So, Your Freaky Neighbor's Aqua commission is probably the most I've ever paid for a commission, or right around the same price. I try not to go for anything super expensive unless I really, really like the artist. So, like, it's like the most expensive commissions, I think that was the first one with Your Freaky Neighbor. And I think it was mostly just because his following is so big that he can afford to charge that. And he only does, like, a couple slots a year, so I kind of got lucky. But, and I went ahead and paid for the deluxe thing, because I'm just like, well, if I'm gonna pay that much, might as well go all the way, right? For all the bells and whistles. If you're already gonna pay that much, what's a little bit more at that point? But I've tried not to go too crazy, because it's not good. That, and there's plenty of artists, if you know where to look, with more affordable rates that is just as good as people that charge a lot of money. Honestly, I probably would have commissioned Ramirez if I had actually an actual way to pay him. It's from Alice. Is Alice, who I've been working with recently? Let me see. Or is it someone else? Oh, no, not Alice. We're working with Annie, mostly. I mentioned it before. But we didn't, because, it was more so the fact that I wanted to pay you for things you've done before. Like, I've asked you once or twice before, if you could make something for me. Like, it was, like, channel related, I think it was. And I've mentioned about that I've wanted to pay you for it, and it's just not something I've been able to do because you don't have the right ways. Not so much that it's like I owed it to you, but it's just something I wanted to kind of respect, you know, artists in that way. Like, back before I actually commissioned Melts, I tried to give Melts, like, I don't have really a great way to give people just money. I've tried to gift people subs to my own stuff before. I can't seem to do that. I tried to gift Melts stuff before for the contributions that he does, like that Melts did for, like, the emotes. Like, Melts made a couple of the Riptados, I think. Did the Kazoo one, and there was one other one I think Melts did, so it was like... And that and just Melts' help with the sizing of some emotes. Like, it was a big help. Good morning. It's so hot. Thanks. I'll pass. Oh, sure. Okay. I wasn't expecting to do that. I just love the fun. Right, but I didn't... See, the problem is... The problem is, it's like... You have sad news for me. Oh no, what do you mean? You might not have a Visa ever. You can't... But you can't have PayPal or something? It's not the same thing. Or do you mean like a traveling visa? The problem is, I ask for people help a lot of the time with things like graphic design, emote tweaking, or I don't really ask for people to make me intermission screens. Like, Sora has... Oh, jeez. Wow, how come? Like, Sora has helped make several loading screens and stuff unprompted. I've never asked Sora for any of them deliberately, but it's like, I don't like feeling like I'm taking advantage of people just because I'm the streamer, I'm the one hosting all the, you know, all this, this community in a way. But I don't like to feel like I take advantage of anybody. It's like, I feel like everyone's efforts towards things, you know, should be recognized in some way or another. That's like partially the reason why I commissioned Melts in a way in the first place. It was kind of like, sure, I get something out of it, but I wanted to give Melts the business because, you know, Melts has done a lot of things for the channel before, and, you know, it was the easiest way to actually give money in that situation. That's honestly why, and I also need money. Exactly! So it was like, I thought of commissioning Melts first, and then what I was going to commission second. It's like, my thought is like, yeah, I could just have Melts make Aqua, but I'm like, that also seems like it'd be kind of boring, because Melts has already seen other people make Aqua. I'd want a twist on it. So that's kind of the part of the idea of having Aqua in the Bug Fable style I thought would be kind of cute. And I thought if anyone that I knew could do something of that spur-of-the-moment idea that would actually make it work is someone that actually, one, has a similar art style, and two, loves the game that much that it be something that is easily doable. Or, not, well, like, well, doable, not easily doable. I don't know. I don't know how easy or difficult Aqua was, but I mean, Melts was probably the fastest person I've ever commissioned, I think. So, who knows? I'm also probably not very good with my money, maybe. That's the thing. My mom was like, you need to stop with the commissions. Like, Mom, these things get paid for ages ago. Like, it's not like me dumping a bunch of money now. And here's the thing. Like, I spent so much of my money all the time when I was dating I'm Fine. All for, I put a lot of money into, and that's the thing, human commitments, it costs money. You know, you do things for people without any expectation of return. It's like, but it's like you feel ungrateful for it. It's like I put so much money into that. It's like, man, what's the problem with it? What's the harm in me splurging on myself every once in a while? And if I don't have games I want to play, or I want to buy, or other random things I want to buy, because I don't buy a lot of things anymore, because I have too much as it is, and I don't want to buy more objects I'm going to stick in a box. How have made not too humanoid, but still recognizable. It was a bit of a challenge to try and translate a human character into a bug, but it was fun. Right, that's what I was thinking. It's like, you know, like, I wasn't sure that's what I meant when I said, like, I don't know what bug she'd be. I just kind of, like, wasn't, so I just wanted to see. What the hell? So it's like, you know what? What's the harm of spending some money on myself in terms of, like, commission type things? It's like I'm not gonna keep asking my sister for every little idea I have. That's such a pestable thing. If Aqua was a Pokemon, which one would she be? That's a good question. Some people have said Vaporeon, and after the copy pasta I've heard of not creepy pasta, a copy pasta of Vaporeon, I kind of can't even really look at it that way, because that immediately puts those two thought processes together. Might as well be a creepy pasta. Like, if I had the talent. Right? It's like, I don't have the skill, and I don't have the time to learn the skill. Creepier than a lot of actual creepypastas. I've read it, I've heard it, I don't understand why someone took that much time to sexualize Vaporeon, I swear. If Aqua was a Pokemon, I mean, obviously she'd probably be a water type, I would imagine. But, which one would she be? Besides Vulpix, like, Alolan Vulpix, I kind of associate with Aqua a good bit because of those stuff, but, like, I'm trying to remember, there's a lot of water types. I'm trying to think of one that I would say I associate her with, and there's not a whole lot I can think about. I'd probably have to get back to you on that, because there's so many Pokemon I feel like that could potentially suit her. The thought come to mind of Primarina, you know, the half mermaid, half seal one kind of thinks of. Because I always think Aqua kind of has, like, fairy Pokemon type vibes to her, too. Because she seems to... A lot of Pokemon I associate with her would seem to also be fairy types, which is weird. I never really thought about it until I started building teams for her. Like, Vaporeon's a little too weird. That she's just kind of like kind of dog vibes with that, so it's like, what else? I'm trying to think. Ducklet! No! I mean, maybe I can see her being a Swanna, not a Ducklet. I can't picture her being that derpy. Maybe if she was a kid. It's like, not a lot of Pokemon I see and I look at and I point and be like, yo, there's my girl. Like, different ones have different, like, vibes I could associate with her, but it's like, I don't know. There's like over 1,000 Pokemon now. It's kind of hard to narrow it down. Understandably, I feel like. Volcarona's a Sinnoh Pokemon? That's probably the one that looks the most like Sinnoh. But to be honest, if I was to say Pokemon that looked more like Sinnoh, despite the fact it's not the right type of bug, I think Lydian is more of a fitting choice than that. Personally. Because I feel like the body shape of Ladian is almost spot on. Despite the fact it's not the right species of bug. That's the thing. Excuse me. I can't haggle with him for items that aren't worth at least over $100. Sinnoh is practically more of a than a moth. Sinnoh kind of reminds me of a lot of a species of creatures I have in my story, and they haven't really ever been used much in my active story right now. But like in the roleplay I've been a part of, Senna probably would fit along the lines of a alien race I had sort of thought of called I think I called them Insecticata or something, which was just kind of like a humanoid, like an alien race that's humanoid in design but has a lot of bug traits and characteristics. One of the characters I have of that, here's a character I don't talk about, like I don't think I've ever talked about, but is a character I really sort of like the design of. Stop. Chill your jets! Stop it. Is that they are, is a character I have called Zuka, and he's one of those Insecticata races, and he has a very humanoid type of stature to him, other than his much larger, broad shoulders. But he's got kind of like, almost kind of like grasshopper, cicada style wings. He kind of has like claws, or sorry, not claws, but like blades that extend outwards around his, near the elbow of him, outwards towards where his knuckles are, as sort of an inspiration to like mantises. He does have antenna, but he probably keeps them wrapped up so as to not look super obvious. And he usually wears a mask over his lower face, so you can't see like everything below his eyes. But he has those kind of lens-like eyes that most bugs have. He'd probably have, I don't know if I've ever confirmed what type of mouth Zuka has. Maybe because there's just so many bug types. But like he doesn't have like all types of bug traits, but he also, like, his body is kind of like purpley green, and he's got like, he has his exoskeleton, so his body is like ultra durable, but he's also very susceptible to like heat and cold based elements. And in the story, his entire race went extinct because they were attacked by an alien virus called the Api, which they spread like a parasite and it consume everything. Kind of similar to that one enemy race from the Star Fox game in a way. And never understood why the gold coin is worth less than the standard coin. Rando side character more fleshed out. Well, it's been over the course of like 10 years, Melts. It wasn't just like boom and it was done. And they they were nearly wiped out because they shared the same genetic weakness to like fire and ice based temperatures. So they couldn't combat them because they were weak to the same things. So they were almost wiped out because of that. The first major villain of my actual story is also based off of the same insect race, and he was their former king, and he was named Volks, and he was like a gigantic. I don't want to spoil too much of it because you could literally read it and see it, but he's like a giant like beetle like creature that has a lot of. I'm just an artist, not a writer. I understand. I'm the exact opposite. I'm just a writer. I can be creative in terms of making up stuff, but I can't put it to life. Why do I have fertilizer? Oh, I know what the fertilizer is for. Also, I think I'm done selling things to Van. Because I haven't processed any of this milk. So I don't want to sell it as milk. I want to sell it as butter and cheese. Unless the milk sells for more. I don't actually remember. I mean, what can I say, Melts? I've just always been, like, ultra creative. Like, when I would play Pretend with my friends, and it's like, it sounds really cheesy, but when I was a kid, I played Pretend with them all the time, because it was like... But I had a problem with actually telling... Holy wa! What day is today? It's the 3rd. Okay. I come back home and all the fruit's on the ground. I would get to the point where I would almost turn pretend into like some kind of play with a script and stuff. My mom had to yell at me all the time, like, stop telling them what to do and what to say, Rem. I'm like, but it's the story. Like, stop it. My mom would have to tell me that all the time. So I've always been really creative, even if I wasn't original with my designs or my ideas. The fact that I would put a lot of effort into to thinking up creative takes on different scenarios. Like, I always had these different, like, ideas for different Pokemon stories and worlds in it. So, like, writing a Pokemon story like I did with Aqua is not too far-fetched because I've done that thing so many times as a kid. It was actually kind of fun doing it for that reason. But, like, so I've always been thinking of different stories, or it's almost like whenever we'd play another game of Pretend, I'd have to continue to further the story, the adventure. I don't think my friends thought of it too deeply as that, but they went along with it for a very long time. One of the saddest things as an adult was, or growing up, was realizing I got too old to keep doing that anymore. And it drove me crazy because, like, I had all this creative energy and absolutely no way to deal anything with it. Like, it was sad for me. It's like I have all this creativity and I don't... Well, as a kid, I didn't. I got to a point where, like, playing Pretend in real life before I got into... that's when I kind of discovered the roleplay and found people that did the same thing I did. But for a period of time, I had sort of grown out of it. Being in that roleplay with my friends gave me a more original creative outlet. So a lot of the stuff I've thought of now, a lot of these things I've thought of have been literal years of my life of me building this stuff. So it's like, it sounds like I just kind of pulled it out of nowhere. Some of these things are different parts of lore of different characters for years. Like characters like Eric, who started off as an evil Link clone when I used to play Pretend Legend of Zelda, turned into a completely different character in the roleplay, but had similar origins to them. Or like my very first OC was a character named Ralph, and he essentially exists in my stories too. And a lot of that same style and flair of him came from the stories I used to pretend with him. I guess in a way he was my first fully original character that wasn't based off of anything else. And he was just a bounty hunter that specialized in guns and explosives. And the story version of Ralph, he's not a bounty hunter, but he still specializes in guns and explosives and stuff. So I have a special attachment to Ralph as a character. It was a little confusing when I tried to implement him because we had real-life people named Ralph in our friend group, so having a character named him was a little weird, so he mostly stuck to the story writing. I've been talking about this for a long time. I don't even know how long it's been. I haven't even been paying attention to what I've been playing for the most part. But that just kind of goes to show how much I enjoy talking about it. I like being able to be creative and share my creative process with people. I find it really fun. That's one of my favorite things where I can do commission people, is I really genuinely hope that especially if they've never heard of my stuff before, that they just genuinely enjoy drawing my character. Just because it's like, it's like, in a way, I'm sharing that character and a part of myself with somebody, so I just end up really hoping that they actually genuinely enjoyed it. Not someone that just, did it for the paycheck. I hope I don't get to talk to most of these people about it, like, afterwards, except for the ones that are on Twitter or on Discord or something, where I've messaged them that way. I just, like, genuinely hope that the people enjoy drawing the characters and stuff. Hello, Ness. Fake crops like... I don't know if you knew this, sir. Tomatoes are real. They are not fake. Last I checked, tomatoes are real. That's probably not what you meant, but that's kind of what it sounded like to me, and it sounded very funny. The single harvest. Yeah, I get you. That's why I kind of hope they fix that in the remake. What are these? I've never harvested these before. Wish I had a list of which trees I mean, I do. I can just check what crops are growing in this field. They're like yellowy grapes. Greju. One of the funny things I like about this game is one of the crops you can grow is literally a star fruit. I wish I could find my notes I used to make of this game with its hybrid crops. I used to make notes for this game. I'm not going to be able to milk them at night, am I? I can't remember if they let me milk at night. Nope, that's not you. Oh, she looks sad. Where's, Marble? She inside? I don't know. I don't know. I apologize if I kind of went on tangent for too long talking about that kind of stuff. I just really like it when it feels like people show any kind of interest in stuff I've created. I had a similar feeling back when I used to just do Let's Plays. I get that same level of excitement when people would comment on my videos. I loved being able to interact about something that I created. That's why I sometimes harp a little too much on people to try and read my story. And I get that that's not like a every person type of thing. I just enjoy people enthusiastically taking in something I've created, and I love hearing what they have to think about it. It's like, I know, but like, that's the thing. Not everybody is of that mindset. I get that. It's like, I totally understand that I probably am just making those type of stories for me and nobody else. But I would love to actually, if I could, I don't know if I ever will, what I would love to be able to do something with that type of stuff one day. Like, I don't think it would ever become some big multimedia platform or anything. Like, if I wouldn't be like the next Pokemon or some other kind of big IP. I don't ever think it would. Yeah, it's I do still have the hat on, just not as all the way pulled down on my face. I can barely see this cow. It's just something, you know, maybe one day, if I could ever properly get a lot of my writing stuff narrowed down, like, even, like what I have written is probably never going to be, like, the final cut of it or something, but, like, what am I trying to say? Just, like, maybe have it published one day. To think that maybe other people might read it and might actually enjoy it and want to see more of it. That kind of stuff fuels me. And I would love to see people kind of take into that. That and possibly doing a little bit of Harvest Moon in real life would be like the other thing I would love to do with my life. And I might be able to get to do that considering where we're moving. Because my mom wants to do, when we move to our new place in Pennsylvania, is she wants to get her own kind of farm animals. Nothing like crazy, like a large amount. Like she doesn't want to be like a rancher, but she'd like to have enough farm animals for us to provide for ourselves. My mom's always been like a prepper type of person, and my mom kind of worries a lot about the kind of the world we live in lately, and she just wants to make sure that we can take care of ourselves should something happen. So one of the things she wants to do is she eventually wants to get like a cow, our own chickens and stuff, and wants to grow our own kind of fruits and vegetables and stuff. So me having any chance to actually do any real life Harvest Moon type stuff with actually doing the stuff that you would, that kind of feels really exciting to me. Like the other day, I was at the one of the groceries, like with a dollar store or whatever, and they were clearancing out all their summer and fall stuff because it's getting cold, winter setting in, and one of the stuff they had was like the boxes of all the seed packages they didn't sell throughout the summer. There was a ton of them. For pennies for some of these packages, I bought 150 packages of different types of seeds. So we have a lot of room we might be able to use it for. Going yes. Right. I guess you could say that. My brother's like, man, I don't want chickens up there. They're gonna crow all the time. I'm like, brother, I'd rather deal with the crowing chickens and never have to worry about eggs again. Exactly. I'm just really hoping that we can get to them being properly planted sometime in the spring once the mountain thaws off. Because we're essentially going to be living on mountain property. That's how far out of the way it kind of is from town. Basically, it's going to be so far away from town, we're going to have to get satellite internet. Which is... I'm not going to lie, I'm actually kind of worried about. For the sole reason that I don't know how well that'll work for streaming. I would hate the idea of actually having not be able to stream anymore because the only option for internet is satellite. Because there's definitely no landline because we're building a house out there. We're going all Red Dead 2 style and building our own home like John Marston. So... today's another hot day. You really need to eat properly in the summer. Turnips, potatoes, corns, and tomatoes. It's a pretty bare bones roster. I love how uneven this river is. I don't know if that's a thing I've ever actually said out loud, but I love how freaking janky this river looks. If I can, Ramirez, I don't plan on going anywhere. It really only truly just depends on how bad satellite internet is. When I was younger, or by younger I mean like 10 years ago, which is still younger, I guess. When we lived in the countryside, we had to get satellite internet before. And it was horrible. Not only was it not good quality, it cost through the roof. And they limit to how much data you use, like a phone plan, for satellite internet. I'm like, why am I paying for data? So I'm hoping that satellite internet has changed its culture by this point so that it's not such a ripoff. Like, I don't mind paying for more if I don't have to limit myself. But could you imagine our internet provider running us out of data and my stream would just drop or something in the middle of something? Could you imagine something like that happening? It'd be awful. So hopefully it won't be something I have to worry about too much. Hello, phone. Big smelt. But yeah, I don't plan on quitting streaming anytime soon, as long as, you know, fish. We do? I actually don't know. I don't really feel like the fishing in this game is difficult at all. So I don't really know if I feel like it needs to be easier. I don't know. But as long as internet issues don't come about with the move, I don't plan on quitting streaming anytime soon. Oh, they added the shadows? That just means I'm going to actually have to just decide. I can't just throw it in and wait. I have to actually account for fish now. That's annoying. I mean, I guess it's easier in the sense you're not sitting here waiting for the line to bite. But honestly, I always thought for this game, that was part of its charm. Yeah, you're not fishing quickly, but, like, it's like real life. You're just kind of zoning out, just kind of waiting for the bite. It's not like fish make you a lot of money anyway. It's just something to kill time with. That's why I do it in this game. My Wi-Fi way better than schools. The Wi-Fi here is not bad when it works. Sometimes we have some bad moments. That might be because I'm out in the garage and not in the house with everyone else, but who knows. Crops and animal item stuff. We're about halfway through summer this stream. That's good. If I wanted to just skip time, I could just fast forward through this by sleeping through most of the season, but that's no fun. It's quicker, but it's more boring. It's also how you get divorced. Yeah, this game actually was the first Animal Harvest Moon to actually have a divorce, I believe. And it's just really depressing, because since the game is based on family life, getting a divorce is essentially a game over. Granted, it's a option you kind of have to be trying to get. You don't just get divorced. Like you know, oh, well, I just didn't do the right thing, so you kind of have to work to be divorced for that game over. They make it so easy to get out of that. I think it's only in the second chapter that it can happen. Afternoon. It's so hot and humid. Whew! Good afternoon. That wild plant was so-so in my opinion. I mean, it's not like I had any control over how good it was. Time elapse. Hey, action replay codes for this game? Oh, Rim, hello. Sometimes you can see animals chasing each other and being all lovey-dovey. Have you seen the beautiful stars over the ocean? Question for people who have been watching this series for a while. If, for example, well, not if, when I tackle the remake of this game, would you guys want me to have, like, say, the same wife, like, say, like, marrying Celia again for consistency's sake? Or would you want me to see me try and marry someone else instead, to give it something new, like to set the two playthroughs apart? What would you guys rather see? You to fast forward and backtrack. Why would I need to wait? What? Do the dates, you mean? Why would you need to go backwards? Maybe it's something I should ask more towards the game coming out. But cows don't give a shit this time of year. Maybe it's the temperature. Is that milk from the farm? Can I have a taste? Thanks a lot. I always liked Takahara. He always seemed so standoffish, but I'd like him a lot. The truth will remake this. Wait, so what do you say? Who knows, they might add more. I know they've added at least one more character each for each gender. It's like they added Lumina as compared to the original version, but then they added Cody for the as one of the boy bachelors, which is a very strange choice. So, hello, are you well? If you go to the beach at night, you can see such pretty red stars in the sky. Wonder what I'll do today. Because part of me still likes Lumina as well. I always thought when I played this game as a kid, Lumina was the one I wanted to marry, but she was never an option in these games. She was in the DS, but I didn't really date her much in the DS. I had a second playthrough, but then I didn't end up playing either of them. Able to add Roma. I must be going now, so... Oh, if they redo the game as the same gameplay and ambiance, it should be the same as the lore. Oh, I see what you mean. Dude, she just slides in like Michael Jackson. I must have gone somewhere and just left behind the empty farmhouse. Imagine owning a home and then wandering off and leaving it behind. Couldn't be me. Oh, nice. What did you get? Is it a new Pokemon or an old Pokemon? I don't know if I've seen all the new Pokemon yet, but I've been seeing a lot of them in, like, raid dens and people posting them online. Used to write stories about my toys and plushies, and they were like Lord of the Rings style stories. Oh, Rufflet. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I think Shiny Braviary is blue, isn't he? I caught one the other day, and it was a Psyduck. I wonder what Muffy likes. Cassie like Muffy. Lord of the Rings style story. It's kind of. I used to do a similar thing like that too, Ramirez, when I was really young. I used to do OC stories with my old toys. One of the things I used to do as a kid, when I craved that creative stuff, like I mentioned to you. Oops, I didn't even leave. But I used to build these toy sets. They used to be like, you know, like I used to buy like from Fisher Price, or not Fisher Price, but like those old style like play sets. I would combine a bunch of different play sets from different types of brands and companies. I'd had like little tiny toy Links and stuff, like all kinds of little tiny toys. I think my little tiny toy Link is somewhere around here, but I haven't seen him in a little bit. I'd collect these types of toys and do my own adventures. I'd keep the Pokemon ones and do little silly like things like that. I would take the old instruction booklets and cut out all the pictures of the items so that the Link toy could use them and stuff like that. I've ruined a lot of instruction booklets that way. Seeing the mass out, the breakouts happen as soon as you start the treasure hunt. Yeah? I'm not sure what that relates to. Oh, you came for a game, did you? Did you come for a game? I was waiting for you. Let's get started. This minigame brings back memories. Hey, Gake, how's it going? Do you want to hear how to do it? No, I know how to do it, Patrick. You go. Oh, God. This is the hard mode. Him giving me control is actually super dangerous. He just can counterplay you. It's like... Can't let him do that. Your move, Star Fox. I love this music, though. I love it. I hope they keep this song. Okay, I can't let Patrick get too much ground, or he will destroy me. Shoot! Look at that smug old man face of his. No, 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 don't you do it. Whew! Blocked! You've been blocked. Alright, I need to go for... Oh, dude, this man is going... This may be a mistake. Stop! Stop! I think I stopped him. This has been a stressful battle. No! Ah! Ah! I've lost. I can't do anything now. It's over. Dude, he's just gonna freaking block me everywhere now. This is awful. No, I've lost. And he insult to injury. I tell you, Patrick's a monster at this game. 30-14. I saw that in slow-mo. The funny thing is that the inspiration for the voice behind Patrick is really dumb. Like, Casey had, like, a freaking pirate's voice. Patrick, he got his deep voice from a Let's Player I used to watch named Patty. Or P-Call, or whatever was his name. But his real... You like fireworks? I love them. Ah, so you do like them. Hmm? I want to show you one of my creations. But it's not ready yet. I'm researching a new firework. Until I've succeeded in my research, I won't launch it. Okay. Thanks for that. The void took over on my head. Oh, no. So I always just had him imitate his deep voice that this Patrick I watched did. And that was the stupid origin of his voice. Different characters had different stupid origins for their voices. You get one piece of ore. It's usually one that is like sells for better than what you can get in the mines in that current chapter. But it's mostly just for fun. I like to do it for the gameplay element. Also, 6 p.m. in the summer and the moon is out. That's not accurate at all. Also, look at the way the sky hazes and the way the moon rises. It reminds me of how it does it in Ocarina of Time. It's so weird. Honor. You get honor, exactly. The most important thing. But it's mostly for fun and for glory. Hello. Hello. I'm doing energy research now. I'm trying to make a system that can use geothermal power. There won't be any more energy problems. If you're curious, you can come by anytime. Time it just right, and you'll get to see my work. If you're curious, you can come by here. Okay. I love the fact that this trap door here is a thing. There's a door. Is there a secret room or something? And the DS game lets you go in that door, and it's so cool. And there's like, but you have to be ultra good friends with Daryl to go in the secret room in the DS game. So how you been doing today, Gage? my god, my voice croaked. Next year you do Harvest Moon DS as it's a sequel. I have been planning on doing that for a while. I might wait until after we play a good bit of the remake first now, though. I'm trying to finish up some of my Harvest Moons, not start a whole bunch more, if that makes sense. I have too many ongoing Harvest Moon series right now. Like, I really need to finish some of them up. Like, Animal Parade is kind of sort of coming to a close in a way, where it's like, the plot is over, but I need to do the married life stuff. Rune Factory 4 is almost done. I just need to have kids and maybe beat the optional super dungeon. This game, I don't know how far long this game will take. It takes time. It's not hard, it just takes time. It's a waiting game for this series. There's so many Harvest Moon based stuff on the channel. Then there's Innocent Life, and that's just being played as I can. I've only played that game 3 times. One of them was, the first one was last Harvest Moon month. The third time was this Harvest Moon month, and then once was one more somewhere in between. I like people to get more into that game if I can. If I have time in the winter after the move, I want to try and do some more Innocent Life, now that I have a little better of an idea. Among Us! No. Yeah, I'm kind of behind. I'm not being super crazy about making sure I'm, like, completely caught up on the series. Like, I've never been as big of a fan as Rune Factory as I have been Harvest Moon, so it kind of makes sense. I'm not too worried about that. Well, I mean, there's too many games and not enough time to play them all. I'm very taxed right now. Unless I'm highly requested to do it, whenever I get Sonic Frontiers, I may just do that on my own and not play it as a stream. I don't know, but I also know it's not very long either, so. Good night, sweet Ilya. The big day of eating is soon. It is. You're coming up tomorrow, right, Gake? Nice. Yeah, there probably won't be a stream tomorrow then, FYI, guys. Probably won't have a stream until after Thanksgiving. Where's my freaking fertilizer? Unless me, Gake, and some of the others actually play the Harvest Moon multiplayer game tomorrow, perhaps. Squeeze in one more Harvest Moon game before the year is over. Otherwise, we'll be saving it for next year. I considered it last year, but like last year was too crazy. It also just depends on how cold it is. Well, yeah, but I also have been told that the Sonic game is only 20 to 25 hours long. Not nearly as long as most of the games I've been playing. I need to finish some of these Harvest Moon games. Before I die, preferably. I just come back from the dead, having not finished this game ever in my life, from start to finish. I'll be like, ugh. The work is not finished. And I go back. I cannot pass away until this series is completed. It is my own wonderful life that I must live out. And then I can graduate to my own wonderful life. live and die for the cause. My child asleep? Yep, good job. Grim, you're still young. I guess. But you never know what might happen. I don't want to speak in negatives like that, but as far as anyone knows, I could be hit by a car tomorrow and I wouldn't even know. Have a good night, Gake. I'll see you tomorrow. So we're probably going to do one more day. Rem could die tomorrow. Gake could kill me. You don't know. She'll take over the stream. Maybe. She probably has no idea how to even do it. So this will probably be the last day of A Wonderful Life for the stream, because it's about hitting midnight now. And one more day won't take that long. I haven't even had dinner yet, so it's like... anyone could die tomorrow. Anyone could die at any time. But I'm making it my personal mission to not pass away before this game is completed. My personal goal. How the housework today? Smells like a lamp. Our son can help with the housework too, you know. People should always their fair share and help out. The skin of oranges or potatoes is great for sucking up any excess oil. I guess you learned a few things by being married. I don't like it to be targeted. Plus, there are other farming sim games coming out too. Yeah, I know. There's too many. I'll repel the Reaper. That's wonderful. Thank you. Very happy. Happy wife. Legend? I don't think I've heard of that. Honestly, I'm so swamped with official games and indie games, I just don't have time to jump into more farming sims. Also, another game I have not finished, Stardew Valley. I have not finished that game yet. I've never finished one full playthrough of Stardew Valley, despite having started several. Stardew Valley is another game I want to eventually finish, despite the fact that that game is also a blast to play. I kind of missed the days back when I streamed my first year of streaming, and Stardew was the thing I streamed the most outside of Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild. Like, Stardew had a lot of fun times with it, and I really do miss back when the streams had that kind of constant atmosphere and that feeling of, well, we still have the feeling of camaraderie that we did before, but in a different group of people now, with a different mindset. But I can't lie and say I don't miss things like that sometimes. I don't one-to-one miss all the people involved in it. That's a whole other can of worms that's hard to talk about sometimes. But sometimes I feel like if I could go back and change the course of how people were back then, I would, but you can't change people. Like, not real. You can't change people that don't want to change. Like, sometimes you can only do so much. And, like again, it's like the analogy of, like, you walk, like, two people meeting in the middle, but, like, you can't walk all 100 steps, like, a healthy situation is two people meeting in the middle 50-50. You can't do 99 out of 100 by yourself. It's not healthy for you. Boo-doo-doo-doo. I like how she just kind of gets up and walks somehow. I like this game where it's like the people actually kind of constantly move around. Try to stay in shade as much as possible. I love how concerned she is. As a kid, for the longest time, I wasn't sure if she had brown hair or black hair. It's very difficult to tell in certain lightings. Oh no, it's the purple-haired Aqua conundrum all over again. I don't know what I did. Please excuse my stupidity. It's time to isolate her. Isolate? God, my ears are hurting with these headphones. This is why I like to end streams around 3 hours, because they start making my ears hurt. Human is not meant to isolate the cow. Earbuds are great and all, but these are better for comfort. Do I have anything in this machine? I do not. Maybe I should strive to be a millionaire in this game. Make it a personal goal of mine. They probably will. This game does have more music, but you need to you need to connect to the Game Boy Advance to get more music tracks. You gotta progress in the Game Boy Advance release. It's not easy to do nowadays. Sweet, robust, and juicy. That sounds delicious. I love the seed maker in this game too. It's like it's so nice you can make so many. That is friends in Mineral Town. It is, yes. Dune. Oh, I said Dune. Ramirez is gonna freaking wig out. Good morning? It is morning, right? Well, yes. It's hot. We've got so much work left to do. We're usually inside the dig sites somewhere, so the weather doesn't really affect us at all that much. Yeah. Rio's like, Dune! 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 It's Dune, man. I'm gonna take off the headphones for a little bit, especially because I don't really need them. You should just install music throughout the valley instead of Atlanta. I actually don't like that idea. I like the freedom of being able to change the background music on the fly and not having background music everywhere if you don't like it. I like the choice of ambiance. I actually have, yes. I'm surprised that you, Ramirez, would ask the question, but I still have my Pokewalker somewhere. It's dead, so it doesn't work properly. But I did have the Pokewalker as a kid, yes, when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. I used it a lot when I used to go walking. Like, I used to take walks all the time as a kid. I mean, I was a kid, but when I was a teenager, I couldn't go to the gym, so I always tried to walk for my health. Maybe that was part of the reason why I started putting back on weight. is because I stopped walking all the time. But I used to take it and go for walks with the Pokewalker. Going on walks was always one of the best sources of inspiration for me when it came to clearing my head and formulating story ideas. It was one of my favorite things to do. There's not a lot of great places to walk around here, so I plan once the move is over and the winter is over, I want to be walking through the forest that we're going to be living in. We will essentially be living on a mountain forest, so I'm really kind of excited about it. As long as the internet works with satellite, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, running this channel on Twitch is going to be extremely difficult. But I enjoyed using the Pokewalker. One of my things is, like, back when I did Heart Gold and Soul Silver, when I played Soul Silver, one of my teammates was the Jigglypuff I caught in Pokewalker, so I could actually use it. It was weird to use because, oh, I've been moved around. It was a little weird to get the hang of, but it was honestly a lot of fun. I kind of want to... Apparently, it was one of the best pedometers ever made, apparently. It was really well made. I would love to figure out how to get mine to work again. I mean, kinda, but it also is just a weird mechanic for competitive that doesn't really affect the lore of the Pokemon anyway. It's like it doesn't really mean anything. Like, the Pokemon's covered in a crystallized version of basically energy itself, so that's covering its body. So it's more like the crystals that are weak to, are the typing rather than the Pokemon. That's why when the crystals are smashed, the Pokemon is, like, almost knocked the heck out and everything. But I don't think too much about it. Like, lore-wise, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Definitely getting to that point of the day where I'm getting pretty exhausted of just talking. And I've definitely exhausted avenues of conversation. Oh, that's not surprising. Kind of surprised there's no Geodude in this generation, honestly. I was looking forward to transferring over some of my freaking shinies from Arceus, but, like, Geodude's only been back in Arceus and Diamond and Pearl remakes. But who knows, with the DLC, maybe they will. I kind of really just hope the DLC will bring us the new Pokemon. The Pokemon that have been out in the current model generations. Because we would have... If they just retextured them, then we could get a lot of new Pokemon. Who knows what Bank will do. For now, I'm just enjoying it as it is. And I've had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I'm still bitter that there's no outfits that I can change out of the school uniforms into. I really hope the DLC will just add that in just for the fun of it, or just be a post-game thing. Because it's like, man, just let me have fun. It's a video game. Let me do it. Let me, quote-unquote, graduate from school, and then I can wear whatever the heck I want. There's some nonsense. But even if it doesn't, it's still fun. Yeah, I knew about the cell phone, because you get the different cell phone cases. How you feeling, guy? Vested. I have to wonder how some of these bigger characters will be done in the new game. I like to get the download on which crops work. I don't care about Marley. Pears, melons, and turnips. Ugh. Krakatoa. I actually think I was able to get all the cases just because I had save data on them. Like, I never played Let's Go, but I played it enough to have the data registered on my Switch. Okay, so for those of you that are still kind of hanging in here and lurking with me, probably alt-tabbed into a different tab and just kind of listening in. So after today, well, have a good night, Sora. After today, there's not going to be any more planned streams. I might, on Friday or Saturday, might have some Pokemon ones, maybe. Depends on how bad work makes me feel afterwards. But, after tonight, unless we do something tomorrow, I won't be streaming until Sunday for Xenoblade. And then Monday will be Stardew Valley. And then Tuesday, I'm gonna probably be doing a poll. I'll be doing posting a poll in Discord, probably here in the next few days, to vote on what the last stream of the month will be for Harvest Moon month, our send-off stream for my favorite themed month of the year. Like, people like Spooktober, people like winter-style games, which there's not very many of. People love the summer games. My favorite month is when I get to do Harvest Moon month. I wish I could think of more games to play that fit that theme, but it's a very specific month. But it's all dedicated to a game I truly love to play, or a series I truly love playing. Also, these crops would be so bad if I didn't have to water them twice a day. The winter of December. I'd like to try a Zelda randomizer sometime. I just don't have the... I don't have the technical know-how to set that all up. Plus, I'm going to be going through a move in December, so streams are going to be spotty anyway. Maybe after the move is over? I don't know. Like, this December is going to be busy. Zelda Classic. I'm not so well versed in the classic Zelda. If I was to do a randomizer, I'd probably do think it was of a game I know a little bit more, like Ocarina of Time, or... Well, I don't really know Link's Awakening. I don't really know Link to the Past well. but I've seen a lot of randomizers and I feel like I could probably play it. Link to the Past is chock full of randomizers, that I'm aware. But I feel like it's more meant for masters of the mechanics. Halloween, Easter, Christmas. Interesting. So as we wind down tonight, I hope everyone has been enjoying their wonderful life stay. I see everyone's been kind of popping off, and it's understandable. We're dropping off. It's getting late. It's getting cold for me. But luckily, it was nice enough that it wasn't a bitter, cold experience. Sorry, I'm getting a little exhausted. I think I talked so much tonight that it's like I've already burnt myself out. I had a bit of a hectic day at the store today, doing all of my not last minute Christmas shopping, but all the Christmas shopping I needed to do, and it was a lot of stuff to do and a lot of money put into it. So it was a bit of an exhausting day. I slept in too late, but that's normal for me. So I apologize if my end of the stream vibe. Yo, Celia, we're going home together. My darling, I haven't sweet talked you enough today. I haven't been cringe enough. I'll find my Celia one day, don't you worry. Hey, Dad. What if Vestas feel as grasshoppers? Would you like an egg, son? Take it, my boy. Would you like a golden egg? I've never given you one of these before, I don't think. Oh, Dad! I don't think he cares about any more than normal. Good to know. Eggs are delicious, I can cook them a little. I think you said that a moment ago, son. You might have ran by the green pepper. I did catch him. He's already on my team. He's the one that looks like a little Kappa. I'm trying to do some team outfitting for the 2 different playthroughs. My dog. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. I don't really think he looks like a pepper either. Good night, my darling. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll save as we wrap up this session. So it's been nice playing this game. Sorry about it being a later stream. We probably would have been done an hour ago, because if we had started an hour earlier like I would have wanted to. But who knows. What, for Pokemon, you just use a different user. It's easy. I guess we're just looking at Celia's mid section as we wrap up our stream tonight. So thank you, everyone. for being here tonight. I hope everyone's been enjoying Harvest Moon Month. Oh, they probably will. If not, they have users for it. So I hope everyone had a great night tonight. I enjoyed playing this game again. I always enjoy coming back to this game. Hopefully I will be playing it at least once next month. Once all the action of the moving dies down, we'll see what happens. I always say I want to get back to these games in a more regular manner. It never happens. But life is difficult. It's busy. It makes these moments where we get to vibe here in Forget-Me-Not Valley and the other Harvest Moon towns a little bit more relaxing, because it just gives us the break we need from the stress of everyday life. So, once again, we may have a group Harvest Moon game stream tomorrow night. There is no promise on that. It entirely hinges on if people want to play. And since it's cold, so it may not happen. If it doesn't happen, I may see you Friday and or Saturday for some more Pokemon, where we'll be playing as Aqua this time. And then we will be doing Xenoblade on Sunday, and kicking off the final weekend of Harvest Moon Month, which will be next time, which will be the voter poll, which go to Discord for the vote for that, if you're seeing this later, and then Stardew Valley on Monday. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to let this song do one more lap before I go. So have a good night, guys. I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye, everybody.